Alright mate, how you doing and welcome back to another video. Today is a return of a series called Accumulate. It's something I haven't done for a little while on the channel. I always really enjoy it. It's where I try and predict the results of upcoming football matches. I take on FIFA 15 where I simulate the games and see what they think is going to happen, and also another person, maybe a YouTuber, maybe an animal like I've done in the past. Various different things I can take on. Today I'm taking on a buddy of mine, YouTuber called CHRISMD. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. He's a good lad. He's left his predictions, which we're going to see later on in the video. I'm going to do mine, FIFA's going to do theirs, and I should say as well, this video is sponsored by the FFE, which is the Fantasy Football Exchange, which is a brand new way of doing fantasy football that I've been working with them a little bit recently. You might have seen some of the videos we've made together, and their sponsorship is going to allow me to make much more in real life football content for you on the channel, so I'm really looking forward to working with them and getting more stuff going. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you about a new Fantasy Football Exchange League you could enter this Christmas that I'm entering, and I'll let you know about my team as well. But let's crack on with the video and see what's going to happen in this weekend's Premier League games according to me, Chris, and FIFA. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is look at the Accumulate League table as it currently stands. We've got the results of all prior Accumulate episodes in here. FIFA is actually leading it. 55% of their guesses have been correct. I'm just behind with 52%. Obviously, me and FIFA have had the most guesses. Alex did really well on her debut last episode. She got 50% correct score. You guys, as the viewers, you need another opportunity to prove yourself. I'm aware of this, but you're currently sitting with a 33% correct percentage. The true Geordie struggled. He got 1 out of 10. Tiger the dog got 0 out of 5. How is CHRISMD going to fare? Where will he place in this league table? Let's kick things off by looking at FIFA's predictions for this weekend. First up is Man City versus Crystal Palace at the Etihad. Man City fans won't be happy because FIFA thinks you're going to draw 0-0, miss out on 3 vital points at home against Palace. Palace fans will be loving it. The other side of Manchester are in action away against Aston Villa, and it starts off quite well for them. Ander Herrera gets a cheeky little goal, puts them 1-0 up. Shortly after, they get another one when Ashley Young puts the ball into Di Maria. It's a good shot, rebounded to Rooney, 2-0 to Manchester United. Villa actually get a goal back after a lovely 1-2 between Sanchez and Sissoko. Sanchez gets the ball back in the box, goes round someone, bangs it in the roof of the net, lovely goal. Then he runs off like an aeroplane. I think he's a bit confused. But the game does finish 2-1. Massive away win for Manchester United, who keep their run going and take the 3 points. Hull versus Swansea, there's a great goal from Jonjo Shelvey here. Look at this. Jonjo Shelvey, I'm not joking. I genuinely think he's the best player in FIFA 15. On Ultimate Team, he's a hero and looks like he's pretty good offline as well. And they almost get a second goal, Swansea, when there's a save and then a block shot right at the death. But it ends 1-0. Another away win. Swansea taking home the points against Hull, according to FIFA. QPR versus WBA is a little bit of a bore draw, let's be honest. Like the Man City game, it ends 0-0, no goals, no action, a point apiece in a relegation battle. Southampton and Everton are having another kind of battle, a battle for the top 4. And unfortunately, Tadic thinks he's scored here, but it is offside right in the last seconds of the game, and it does end that way. 0-0, another 0-0. You're probably thinking there's a lot of 0-0s because it's simulating, but I simulate games all the time. This isn't typical, but here it is a 0-0. We see our first goal for a little while in the Spurs versus Burnley game. Harry Kane completes a beautiful move, a lovely strike. He's been on form this season. He makes it 1-0, but then a massive error from Hugo Lloris gives the ball away to Arfield. A cheeky pass into the box. Danny Ings puts it home into an empty net. Terrible mistake from the goalkeeper for Spurs. Paulinho does his best to try and get something going for Tottenham at the end, but it's not enough. We have another draw, but at least this time there were some goals. It's 1-1 at White Hart Lane. Things don't go quite to plan for my team, West Ham, who've been on an amazing run of form, but it starts quite badly when Winston Reid gets himself sent off. I personally would have given him a yellow. It's early in the game, just you don't need to ruin the match, ref. But he does, he sends off Winston Reid, and as a result, the game is killed, and we do see yet another 0-0 draw. Not a terrible result for us when we've played with 10 men for most of the game. 0-0 at the Boleyn Ground. The North East derby between Newcastle and Sunderland is going to be a hot, fiery match, I'm sure. But according to EA, there won't be any goals. It will also finish 0-0. I've never seen so many draws in my life. Liverpool-Arsenal. Surely Liverpool-Arsenal can inject a little bit of passion, a little bit of entertainment. There we go. Steven Gerrard gets a goal, heads it into an open net. Captain Fantastic is alive and well. He makes it 1-0, but then Cazorla gets fouled by Kolo Touré in the box. He gives away a penalty. Arsenal have an opportunity to get a late equaliser through Olivier Giroud. Can he score it? Bang. Yes, he does. Down the middle. He beats Mignolet, makes it 1-1. We are going to see another draw, but again, at least we've got some goals. FIFA is convinced there's going to be a lot of draws this weekend. And the final game is Monday Night Football, Stoke versus Chelsea. Diego Costa, bang, look at that. He knows how to score a goal. This guy, he knows where the back of the net is, okay. And he scored, he made it 1-0 to Chelsea. The game finishes like that, they get a massive away win. They'll stay on the top of the league. So they are FIFA's predictions. Now it's time to go over to my buddy Chris and see what he thinks will happen.
So first of all, big thank you to Spencer for inviting me to do this. I'm flattered that you think my footballing knowledge is worth, sharing on your channel. I mean, I guess we'll find out if that was a good decision or not. But anyway, on to the first game of the weekend, and we have Man City Crystal Palace. Now, Aguero is injured, but I feel like Man City are too strong at home. Crystal Palace aren't great away. Well, I'm not entirely sure if that's true. I'm going to go with it, so I'm going to say Man City win for that one. Moving on to Aston Villa, Man United, and I feel like United have been quite lucky recently, so I'm going to say that their luck's going to run out. That one's going to be a draw. But who knows, they might win again with more goals than shots on target. No hard feelings there. Hull Swansea, the glamour tie of the weekend. I'm going to go with a Swansea win because Boney's in pretty good form. Top scorer of 2014, I think, at the moment. Bit of a surprise. But QPR West Brom is going to be QPR home win, I'm thinking, because QPR are pretty strong at home, and Berahino is doing shockingly for me in my fantasy team at the moment. Moving on to Southampton Everton, and Southampton have lost the last 5 games. Everton are in quite good form, but I think Southampton are going to get a draw on that one. So that one's going to be a draw. And then Spurs-Burnley. I can only really see a Spurs win in that one at home, but it is Spurs, so yeah, I'll go for Spurs win anyway. Next one is West Ham Leicester, and Spence will love to hear me say this, but West Ham have been in pretty good form this year at home, so I'm going to go with West Ham win. Home win, that Stuart Downing in form's got to come at some point. On to Super Sunday, and the Tyneside Derby is the first one on Sunday. I'm going to go with a Newcastle win for that one. Pardew's sort of turned the season around for them, and obviously beating Chelsea. Chelsea not going invincible, probably our greatest achievement of the season. Then on to Liverpool-Arsenal. I feel like I should be going with Arsenal and, being loyal, but it's kind of like we're having a competition to see who can be the worst this season, us and Liverpool. So, now I'm going to say Sanchez is going to pull it out the bag for us again, and go with an Arsenal away win at Anfield. And then on to Stoke-Chelsea, I can only really see a Chelsea win for that one. Unless you're Arsenal, you're not really going to struggle away at Stoke. So, Chelsea win for that one, and those are my predictions.
Okay, so we've got Chris's predictions. You can see them in the green. We've got FIFA's predictions. You can see them in blue. And in red are my predictions. And I've got to say, I pretty much agree with most of what Chris said. He's logical, he's got some good reasoning. We've got a few things we're not quite in agreement on though. I, like FIFA, think Man United are going to get an away win against Aston Villa. I also think Hull Swansea is going to be a draw. I disagree with Chris and FIFA on that one. I've gone with the draw in the Tyneside Derby as well. Newcastle's form has slowed down. Sunderland are the draw experts. They've drawn more games than anyone else this season, so I think they might get one there. And then Arsenal and Chelsea, according to me, are going to get away wins each. And then I've gone with 2 away wins for Arsenal and Chelsea. No points for Liverpool, no points for Stoke. In the next episode, we'll find out how we all got on and what that means for the Accumulate League table. So there you have all of our predictions, but what do you guys think? Leave a comment below, let me know who you think's going to win this weekend. Is there going to be any big upsets? What do you think is going to happen? And now it's time for me to tell you about this Fantasy Football Exchange, a league that's starting over the festive period. It's called the Festive Challenge, and it's a league that runs for 4 game weeks in total. Obviously, there's a lot of matches happening over the Christmas period, and there's an opportunity for you guys to make some money if you're good at fantasy football. This league costs £5 to enter, and there's a prize fund of £2,500, which goes on a sliding scale, so you don't have to win the league to get prize money. If you're one of the top players, you will make some moolah. It all kicks off this weekend, the 20th of December, so the matches that we've just predicted the results of are the first ones that will affect the league. You've got 4 transfers to use over the whole Christmas period, but you can't use more than 3 in any one game week. Let's have a look at the team I'm submitting. Yes, I am a West Ham fan, but don't think for 1 second that that's clouded my judgment in picking my players for my team. I've got 3 West Ham players, but that's because we're home against Leicester. 3 players, Adrian, Winston, Reed, because I think we're going to keep a clean sheet. So we've got a goalkeeper and a defender, and then Sacco up front who scores goals for fun. I've brought Christian Eriksen in as my captain. He's on fire. Spurs are playing at home against Burnley, there's good things that can happen there. Charlie Austin is also a big shout at home for QPR against West Brom. I think he can get me a goal or two. If you want to join the league yourself, click the link in the description to the Fantasy Football Exchange website and give me a tweet or leave me a comment and let me know how you think you're going to get on. I always like to hear from you. That's it for this week's Accumulate. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please drop it a like. I'll see you soon for more FIFA, more Wheel of Fortune, more Advent Calendar pack openings and more real life football videos. Don't go changing.